Welcome to Nakoma Exploration. As a joint venture partner, you are more than an investor. You are a partner and will be consulted accordingly. This is the exploration and production of the lifeblood of American business and freedom. Oil Boom USA welcomes you, and this is how we will drill your well. First, we attach a drill bit to the end of a drill pipe. We then begin to grind with a mixture of water and additives. We call this mud. We then pump the mud down to the bit, not only to cool it off, but the pressure of the water also pushes the cuttings all the way back to the surface. The mud also serves to keep the well bore intact. Nakoma Exploration and our partners have drilled dozens of vertical wells, where the hole goes just below the deepest fresh water that is closest to the surface before the pipe and drill bit are removed. We then insert surface casings into the hole we have just drilled to isolate the freshwater area. The surface casing also has another very important function. It is the necessary backbone for the blowout preventer. The blowout preventer connects the rig to the well bore. We then pump cement down the casing and then out of the shoe, which is at the bottom of the casing. The pressure pushes it up between the casing and the hole. This seals up the well from the freshwater aquifers. Occasionally, the next step is to drill horizontally. As a Nakoma Exploration joint venture partner, you will be consulted and the decision to move forward will be examined by some of the best oil and gas experts in the world. Here's how a horizontal drilling process works. The pipe and bit are lowered and the drill continues through the cement and the rock to about 500 feet above the horizontal leg. Up to this point, this is how thousands of vertical wells are drilled. This is called the kickoff point, where the curve begins, where the horizontal section is drilled. As before, we pull the pipe and bit out of the hole, and a different type of motor goes into the hole. A device called a downhole drilling motor that can measure while it drills is inserted. This is the beginning of the angle drilling process. It takes about 1,200 feet from the kickoff point to achieve a straight horizontal drill. At this point, it's called, for obvious reasons, the lateral. Throughout this process, we will remove the pipe for tool and bit changes and then reinsert them. When the exact distance is reached, we remove them one last time and replace them with production casing through the entire well bore. As you saw before, we then pump cement down the casing and out of the shoe, the pressure pushing the cement up between the wall of the hole and the casing. This secures the well bore, preventing fluids and hydrocarbons from seeping into the formation during the recovery process. Up on the surface, a temporary wellhead replaces the rig as our service crew readies for the perfing, fracking, and preparation of your oil well. First, the crew will perf the casing. A perforating gun is lowered into the casing where an electric current causes a charge that makes small holes through the casing and cement into the shale formation. We then pull the perf gun out of the hole. The shale at this distance below the earth is quite compressed, so in the process we call fracking or hydraulic fracturing, water, sand, and additives are pumped into the wellbore and down the casings under very high pressure. The pressure forces the mixture through the perforations and into the surrounding shale. The extremely high pressure causes the shale to fracture. This creates avenues from the reservoir to the well, allowing the released oil to flow to the well bore. Advances in technology has allowed Nakoma to employ multi-stage fracking to retrieve oil from tight reservoirs which don't contain natural fractures. This allows Nakoma and you, our joint venture partner, to economically explore for new oil here in the U.S.